When you hear the word Google, you probably think of search engines, smartphones, and cutting-edge AI. But have you ever wondered where this unusual name came from? The story of Google's name is a fascinating mix of mathematics, creativity, and a little bit of luck. The name Google is derived from the term Googol, which represents the number 10 raised to the power of 100, a 1 followed by 100 zeros. This concept was introduced by American mathematician Edward Kasner in 1938, and the term itself was coined by his 9-year-old nephew, Milton Sirota. Kasner wanted a catchy word to describe an unimaginably large number, and Googol became the answer. Fast forward to the late 1990s, when two Stanford PhD students, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, were building a revolutionary search engine. Their mission was clear: organize the vast amount of information on the web. What better way to symbolize that ambition than a term associated with something enormous? Interestingly, the name Google was not the original spelling. During the early days of the project, Larry and Sergey considered calling their search engine Googol to reflect the mathematical term. However, when they went to register the domain, a small typo changed history. Instead of Googol, they typed Dogol and the name stuck. This happy accident gave birth to one of the most recognizable brands in the world. The brilliance of the name lies in its simplicity and uniqueness. Google is easy to pronounce, memorable, and playful. It doesn't sound overly technical or intimidating, which helped the company appeal to a broad audience. Over time, Google even became a verb, to Google, officially recognized by dictionaries worldwide. Few brands achieve this level of cultural penetration. The name Google reflects more than just size. It conveys curiosity, exploration, and innovation. It's short, friendly, and adaptable across languages. The colorful Google logo reinforces this playful identity, using bright primary colors to suggest creativity and openness. This branding strategy helped Google stand out in an era when tech companies often had rigid, corporate-sounding names. The term Googleplex refers to an even larger number, 10 to the power of a Google. While Google didn't choose that name, it inspired the name of their headquarters, Googleplex. In 2006, Google was officially added to the Oxford English Dictionary as a verb, meaning to search for information online. The company briefly considered other names, including Backrub, which reference the algorithm analyzing backlinks. Imagine saying, "I'll backrub that," instead of, "I'll Google it." Today, Google is synonymous with information. The name that started as a mathematical joke now represents one of the most powerful companies on Earth. It's a reminder that sometimes a simple idea combined with a little serendipity can create a global phenomenon. The name Apple might seem simple and even a little surprising for a technology company that has become one of the most influential brands in the world. When Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne founded the company in 1976, they were entering a market dominated by names that sounded highly technical or corporate, such as International Business Machines or Hewlett-Packard. Jobs wanted something different, something friendly and approachable, and that is how Apple was born. There are several reasons why Jobs chose this name, and each adds an interesting layer to the story. First, Jobs had a personal connection to apples. During the period when Apple was being created, he was following a fruitarian diet and had recently visited an apple orchard. He liked the simplicity and freshness of the word, and he believed it conveyed a sense of health and vitality. Second, Jobs wanted the name to appear early in alphabetical listings, which was important in an era when directories and catalogs were a primary way for customers to find companies. A name starting with A guaranteed visibility. But there is more to it than practicality. Jobs also wanted to break away from the intimidating image of technology companies. Computers in the 1970s were seen as complex, inaccessible machines reserved for specialists. By choosing a name like Apple, Jobs gave the brand a human touch, something warm and non-threatening. It suggested that technology could be simple and enjoyable, like picking a fruit from a tree. The name also carried symbolic meaning. Apples have long been associated with knowledge and discovery, from the biblical story of the Tree of Knowledge to Isaac Newton's legendary apple that inspired the theory of gravity. This connection subtly reinforced Apple's mission to empower people through technology and creativity. Interestingly, there were rumors that the name was chosen to pay tribute to the Beatles' record label, Apple Corps, which Jobs admired. While Jobs never confirmed this as the main reason, he acknowledged being a fan of the Beatles, and the similarity between the names later led to legal disputes between Apple Computer and Apple Corps over trademark rights. Despite these challenges, the name Apple proved to be a stroke of genius. It was short, easy to remember, and universally recognizable. Unlike technical names that might sound dated or obscure, Apple felt timeless and adaptable. Over the years, the company built an entire brand identity around this simplicity, from the iconic bitten Apple logo to the minimalist design philosophy that defines its products. The logo itself deserves mention. Designed by Rob Janoff in 1977, the original logo featured a rainbow-colored apple with a bite taken out of it. The bite was added to distinguish the apple from a cherry and to symbolize knowledge, echoing the idea of taking a bite from the fruit of learning. Today, the logo has evolved into a sleek monochrome design, but the essence remains the same: simplicity, elegance, and innovation. Apple's name has become synonymous with premium technology, creativity, and lifestyle. It shows how a single word, chosen with care and vision, can shape the identity of a global brand. What started as a casual idea during a fruitarian phase became one of the most powerful names in business history, proving that sometimes the simplest choices have the greatest impact. The name Microsoft is one of the most iconic in the technology industry, and its origin reflects both the company's early focus and the vision of its founders. When Bill Gates and Paul Allen started the company in 1975, they were entering a world where computers were still largely confined to laboratories and big corporations. Their mission was to bring computing power to individuals, and the name they chose captured that ambition perfectly. Microsoft is a combination of two words, microcomputer and software. At the time, microcomputers were a new category of machines, small, affordable, and designed for personal use rather than industrial-scale computing. Gates and Allen believed these devices would revolutionize the way people worked and lived, and they wanted their company to be at the center of that transformation. The second part of the name, software, emphasized what they were building, programs that would make these microcomputers useful and accessible. Initially, the name was written as Microsoft, with a hyphen. This early version appeared in letters and documents during the company's first year. Over time, the hyphen disappeared, and Microsoft became a single, sleek word that was easier to read and remember. This evolution mirrored the company's growth from a small startup into a global powerhouse. The choice of name was practical and descriptive, but it also carried a sense of modernity. In the mid-1970s, many technology companies had names that sounded formal or scientific. Microsoft, by contrast, felt dynamic and forward-looking. It suggested a focus on innovation and adaptability, qualities that would define the company's culture for decades. Interestingly, Gates and Allen considered other names before settling on Microsoft, but none captured their vision as effectively. The simplicity of the name helped it stand out in an industry that was becoming increasingly crowded. As the company expanded beyond microcomputers into operating systems, productivity tools, and eventually cloud computing and artificial intelligence, the name Microsoft continued to resonate. It became synonymous with software excellence and technological leadership. The branding strategy reinforced this identity. The original Microsoft logo, introduced in 1975, featured a futuristic typeface that reflected the company's tech roots. Over the years, the logo evolved, becoming cleaner and more minimalist, in line with modern design trends. Today's logo, with its 4 colored squares, symbolizes diversity and innovation across Microsoft's product ecosystem. The name Microsoft also played a role in shaping the company's public image. It conveyed professionalism and reliability, qualities that helped the company win trust among businesses and consumers alike. At the same time, it was flexible enough to accommodate new ventures, from gaming with Xbox to cloud services with Azure. Few names have achieved such enduring relevance in a rapidly changing industry. Microsoft's name tells a story of vision and adaptability. It began as a straightforward description of a niche market, software for microcomputers, and grew into a global symbol of technology and progress. This evolution reflects the company's ability to anticipate trends and reinvent itself while staying true to its core mission, empowering people through technology. In a world where branding often relies on abstract or invented words, Microsoft stands out as a name that is both meaningful and timeless. It reminds us that clarity and purpose can be powerful tools in building a brand that lasts. The name Amazon is now synonymous with e-commerce, cloud computing, and global logistics, but its origin story is rooted in ambition and symbolism. When Jeff Bezos founded the company in 1994, his initial idea was to create an online bookstore, a concept that was revolutionary at the time. Bezos wanted a name that would reflect his vision of building something far bigger than a simple retail site. He considered several options before settling on Amazon, and each step in that process reveals something about his mindset. Originally, Bezos thought about calling the company Cadabra, short for abracadabra, to evoke a sense of magic and wonder. However, when he mentioned the name to his lawyer, it was misheard as cadaver, which sounded grim and unappealing. Realizing the potential for confusion, Bezos abandoned that idea and began searching for alternatives. He wanted a name that started with the letter A because websites were often listed alphabetically in directories, and being near the top could attract more visitors. While browsing through a dictionary, Bezos came across the word Amazon, and it immediately resonated with him. The Amazon River is the largest river in the world by volume, and the surrounding rainforest is vast and diverse. Bezos saw this as a perfect metaphor for his business, a store that would be enormous, offering an unparalleled selection of products. The name conveyed scale, ambition, and a sense of adventure, qualities that aligned with his long-term vision. Choosing Amazon also had a psychological impact. It suggested something exotic and powerful, a departure from the mundane names of traditional retailers. This helped the brand stand out in the early days of the Internet, when many companies had generic or overly technical names. The symbolism of the Amazon River reinforced the idea of abundance, which became a core part of the company's identity as it expanded beyond books into electronics, clothing, and eventually almost every category imaginable. The branding strategy complemented the name. The Amazon logo features a curved arrow that starts at the letter A and ends at Z, symbolizing the company's promise to offer everything from A to Z. The arrow also resembles a smile, reinforcing the idea of customer satisfaction. This clever design encapsulates the brand's mission in a simple visual form. Over time, Amazon grew far beyond its original concept, becoming a global marketplace, a leader in cloud computing through Amazon Web Services, and a major player in entertainment and artificial intelligence. Yet the name Amazon continues to capture the essence of the company's ambition, to be vast, dominant, and ever-expanding. Interestingly, Bezos once said that he wanted Amazon to be not just big, but Earth's most customer-centric company. The name Amazon, with its association to the largest river and the richness of the rainforest, supports that vision by suggesting something limitless and all-encompassing. Today, Amazon is one of the most valuable brands in the world, and its name has become a symbol of convenience, innovation, and global reach. What started as a simple choice from a dictionary has evolved into an identity that reflects the company's relentless pursuit of growth and dominance. It is a reminder that a well-chosen name can carry meaning far beyond its literal definition, shaping perceptions and aspirations for decades. The name Meta represents one of the most significant rebranding moves in modern technology history, and its origin reflects a bold shift in vision. For years, the company was known as Facebook, a name that had become synonymous with social networking. Founded in 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg and his college roommates, Facebook started as a platform for connecting students and quickly grew into a global phenomenon. However, by 2021, the company had expanded far beyond its original purpose. It owned Instagram, WhatsApp, Oculus, and was investing heavily in virtual reality and augmented reality technologies. Zuckerberg wanted a name that would capture this broader ambition, and that is how Meta was born. The word meta comes from Greek, meaning beyond or after. In modern usage, it often refers to something self-referential or transcending its original form. This made it an ideal choice for a company aiming to move beyond social media and build what Zuckerberg called the metaverse, a virtual environment where people can interact, work, and play in immersive digital spaces. The name Meta signals a future-oriented vision, suggesting that the company is not just about connecting people through posts and messages, but about creating an entirely new digital reality. Choosing Meta also allowed the company to distance itself from controversies associated with the Facebook brand, including privacy issues and political debates. It was a strategic move to reposition the company as an innovator rather than just a social media giant. The announcement of the new name came during the Connect conference in October 2021, where Zuckerberg explained that the metaverse would be the next chapter of the Internet. He described it as a place where physical and digital worlds merge, enabling experiences that go far beyond what current platforms offer. The simplicity of the name Meta works in its favor. It is short, easy to remember, and carries a sense of sophistication. Unlike Facebook, which was tied to a specific product, Meta feels expansive and adaptable. It can encompass a wide range of technologies, from virtual reality headsets to artificial intelligence systems. The branding strategy reinforced this new identity. The Meta logo features a stylized infinity symbol representing endless possibilities and the idea of continuity between physical and virtual spaces. This design choice aligns with the company's ambition to create a persistent, interconnected digital universe. Interestingly, the term metaverse was first coined by author Neil Stephenson in his 1992 science fiction novel Snow Crash, where it described a virtual world accessed through avatars. By adopting Meta as its name, the company embraced this concept and positioned itself as a leader in bringing science fiction closer to reality. Today, Meta faces the challenge of turning this vision into a tangible experience. While the name evokes innovation and progress, building the metaverse requires massive investment in hardware, software, and infrastructure. It also raises questions about privacy, security, and the social impact of immersive technologies. Nevertheless, the name Meta captures the essence of transformation. It reflects a desire to go beyond the limitations of current platforms and redefine how humans interact with technology. In a world where digital experiences are becoming increasingly central to everyday life, Meta stands as a symbol of ambition and reinvention. It shows how a single word, rooted in ancient language yet resonating with modern ideas, can shape the identity of a company and its vision for the future. The name IBM stands for International Business Machines, and it reflects the company's origins in an era when computing was still in its infancy. IBM's story begins in 1911 with the formation of the Computing, Tabulating, Recording Company, a merger of 4 firms that specialized in punch card machines, time recorders, and other business equipment. In 1924, under the leadership of Thomas J. Watson, CTR was renamed International Business Machines. This new name was chosen to convey a sense of scale and ambition. At the time, most companies in the industry had regional or product-specific names, but Watson envisioned a global enterprise that would provide advanced machines for businesses around the world. The word international signaled the company's commitment to operating beyond the United States, while business machines described its core products, mechanical devices designed to improve efficiency in offices and factories. The name was formal and authoritative, which suited the corporate culture of the early 20th century. It projected reliability and professionalism, qualities that were essential for winning contracts with large organizations. Over time, IBM became synonymous with innovation in computing. In the 1930s and 1940s, the company developed electromechanical tabulators and calculators that were used in government and scientific projects. By the 1950s, IBM was a leader in mainframe computers, and its name carried enormous weight in the business world. The abbreviation IBM became widely used because it was easier to say and remember than the full name. This shorthand eventually became the official brand, and today most people know the company simply as IBM. The simplicity of the acronym helped IBM maintain a modern image as technology evolved. While the original name emphasized machines, IBM adapted to new realities by focusing on software, services, and artificial intelligence. Yet the brand never abandoned its roots. The letters IBM still evoke trust and stability, qualities that have defined the company for more than a century. The logo also played a role in shaping IBM's identity. Designed by Paul Rand in 1972, the striped IBM logo became an icon of corporate design. Its clean, bold lines symbolize strength and precision, while the stripes suggest speed and dynamism. This visual identity reinforced the company's reputation as a leader in technology and business solutions. Interestingly, IBM's name has influenced the way people perceive technology companies. For decades, IBM was the gold standard of professionalism in the tech industry. Its formal name and structured branding set a tone that many others followed. Even as startups with playful names emerged in the late 20th century, IBM remained a symbol of tradition and authority. Today, IBM operates in fields such as cloud computing, quantum computing, and AI, far removed from the punch card machines of its early days. Yet the name continues to carry historical significance. It reminds us of a time when technology was mechanical and business machines were the cutting edge of innovation. The evolution of IBM's name, from a descriptive phrase to a global acronym, illustrates how branding can adapt while preserving continuity. It shows that a name rooted in clarity and purpose can endure for more than a century, even as the world changes beyond recognition. IBM stands as a testament to the power of vision and consistency in building a brand that lasts. The name Intel is short, sharp, and instantly recognizable, but its origin story reveals a clever blend of technical meaning and branding strategy. When Robert Noyce and Gordon Moore founded the company in 1968, they were pioneers in the semiconductor industry, aiming to create integrated circuits that would revolutionize computing. They needed a name that would reflect their mission and stand out in a rapidly growing market. Initially, they considered calling the company More Noise, a combination of their surnames, but quickly realized that it sounded like more noise, which was hardly ideal for a technology firm focused on precision and reliability. Searching for alternatives, they settled on Intel, a name derived from integrated electronics. This choice was both descriptive and forward-looking. It captured the essence of what the company was building, electronic components integrated into a single chip, while being short enough to be memorable. The name also had a modern, almost futuristic feel, which suited a company at the cutting edge of innovation. Interestingly, Intel had to purchase the rights to the name from a hotel chain that already owned it, demonstrating how valuable a strong brand identity can be even before a company becomes famous. From the beginning, Intel positioned itself as a leader in microprocessor technology, and the name played a crucial role in establishing that image. Unlike many competitors with long technical names, Intel sounded sleek and approachable. It was easy to pronounce in multiple languages, which helped the company expand globally. Over time, Intel became synonymous with computing power. Its microprocessors powered the personal computer revolution, and the phrase "Intel Inside" became one of the most successful marketing campaigns in history. This slogan, introduced in 1991, reinforced the brand's presence in consumers' minds, turning a component manufacturer into a household name. The simplicity of the name Intel allowed for flexibility in branding. It could be paired with logos, slogans, and product names without losing clarity. The company's logo, featuring a distinctive swirl around the word Intel, became an icon of technological progress. Later redesigns kept the core identity intact while modernizing the look to reflect new directions such as artificial intelligence and autonomous systems. The name Intel also conveys a sense of intelligence, which aligns with the company's focus on smart technologies. While this was not the original intent, the association has strengthened over time, especially as computing has moved toward AI-driven solutions. Today, Intel operates in fields far beyond microprocessors, including cloud computing, networking, and advanced manufacturing. Yet the name remains as relevant as ever. It is short, powerful, and deeply connected to the history of modern computing. The story of Intel's name illustrates how a well-chosen word can shape a brand's identity for decades. It shows that clarity, simplicity, and adaptability are key ingredients in building a name that endures. From integrated electronics to intelligent systems, Intel continues to embody the spirit of innovation that its founders envisioned more than half a century ago. In a world where technology evolves at lightning speed, Intel stands as a reminder that a strong name can be both a foundation and a beacon for progress. The name Oracle carries a sense of mystery and authority, and its origin story is closely tied to the company's early mission. When Larry Ellison, Bob Miner, and Ed Oates founded the company in 1977, they were working on a project for the CIA called Oracle. The goal of that project was to build a database system capable of answering any question, much like an oracle in ancient mythology that could provide wisdom and insight. The name stuck because it perfectly captured the essence of what the founders wanted their technology to achieve, a system that could deliver answers from vast amounts of data. At the time, databases were a relatively new concept, and the idea of creating software that could organize and retrieve information efficiently was groundbreaking. The name Oracle suggested reliability, knowledge, and foresight, qualities that appealed to businesses seeking powerful tools for managing data. Unlike many tech names that sound technical or abstract, Oracle had a strong emotional resonance. It evoked the image of an all-knowing entity, which aligned with the company's ambition to become the ultimate source of information for enterprises. The choice of name also reflected Larry Ellison's bold personality and vision. He wanted a name that would stand out, something that conveyed confidence and authority. Oracle did exactly that. It was short, memorable, and carried a sense of prestige. Over time, the name became synonymous with enterprise software and database solutions. Oracle's flagship product, the Oracle Database, became a cornerstone of corporate IT infrastructure, and the brand built a reputation for performance and scalability. The name helped reinforce this image by suggesting that Oracle's technology could provide answers to complex business challenges. The branding strategy complemented the name with a clean, professional logo that emphasized strength and clarity. The word Oracle in bold red letters became an instantly recognizable symbol of enterprise computing. Red was chosen deliberately to convey energy and leadership, qualities that Oracle wanted to project in a competitive market. Interestingly, the name Oracle has also influenced the way people perceive the company's role in the tech industry. It suggests not just a provider of tools, but a source of strategic insight, a partner that helps businesses make informed decisions. This perception has been reinforced by Oracle's expansion into cloud computing, analytics, and artificial intelligence. Today, Oracle operates in a wide range of fields, from databases to enterprise applications and cloud services. Yet the name remains as relevant as ever. It continues to evoke the idea of knowledge and foresight, qualities that are critical in a data-driven world. The story of Oracle's name illustrates how a single word, rooted in mythology and adapted to technology, can shape a brand's identity for decades. It shows that a name with symbolic meaning can create a powerful connection between a company's mission and its customers' aspirations. In an industry where names often sound technical or generic, Oracle stands out as a brand that combines clarity with depth. It reminds us that technology is not just about machines and code, it is about providing answers, enabling decisions, and guiding progress. Oracle's name captures that promise in a way few others can. The name Cisco might sound like an invented word, but it actually has a very real and geographic origin. When Leonard Bosack and Sandy Lerner founded the company in 1984, they were working at Stanford University and developing technology that would allow different computer networks to communicate with each other. This innovation laid the foundation for modern networking, and they needed a name that would reflect their roots and their vision. Cisco is derived from the name of the city, San Francisco, where the company was born. The founders wanted something short, distinctive, and easy to remember, and they decided to take the last part of the city's name. This choice gave the brand a strong connection to its birthplace while creating a word that felt modern and tech-oriented. The name Cisco also carried a sense of simplicity and elegance, qualities that matched the company's mission to make complex networking systems more accessible. From the beginning, Cisco focused on building routers and switches that would enable seamless communication between networks. The name became associated with connectivity and reliability, two pillars of the company's identity. The logo reinforces this connection to San Francisco. It features a stylized representation of the Golden Gate Bridge, one of the city's most iconic landmarks. This design symbolizes the idea of bridging gaps, both physical and digital, and reflects Cisco's role in connecting people and businesses around the world. Over time, the name Cisco evolved from a regional reference into a global brand. As the company expanded internationally, the simplicity of the name helped it gain recognition in diverse markets. Unlike technical names that might sound intimidating, Cisco feels approachable and friendly, which contributed to its success in building trust with customers. Interestingly, the founders initially operated the company out of their home and used Stanford's resources to develop their first products. The name Cisco, with its informal tone, suited this startup spirit. Yet as the company grew into a networking giant, the name retained its charm while gaining authority. Today, Cisco is a leader in networking, cybersecurity, and cloud solutions. Its name has become synonymous with infrastructure that powers the Internet and enterprise systems worldwide. The story of Cisco's name illustrates how a simple idea, taking part of a city's name, can create a brand that endures for decades. It shows that a name does not need to be overly technical or abstract to succeed. It needs to be memorable, meaningful, and adaptable. Cisco's identity is deeply tied to the concept of connection, and the name reinforces that theme. It reminds us that technology is ultimately about linking people, ideas, and opportunities. In a world where networks are the backbone of communication, Cisco stands as a symbol of innovation and trust. From its humble beginnings in San Francisco to its role as a global technology leader, the name Cisco continues to carry the spirit of bridging gaps and building connections that shape the modern digital landscape. The name Dell is one of the simplest and most personal in the technology industry, and its origin reflects the vision and determination of its founder. When Michael Dell started the company in 1984, he was just a college student with a bold idea: to sell custom-built computers directly to consumers, cutting out the middleman and offering better prices and service. At first, the business operated under the name PCs Limited, which described its focus on personal computers but lacked personality and long-term appeal. As the company grew and prepared to expand beyond its initial niche, Michael Dell decided to rename it after himself. This choice was both practical and symbolic. Using his surname gave the brand a sense of authenticity and personal commitment. It suggested that the company was driven by an individual's vision rather than a faceless corporation. In an industry dominated by technical-sounding names, Dell stood out for its simplicity and human touch. The name was short, easy to pronounce, and adaptable across languages, which helped the company establish a global presence. It also conveyed confidence. By putting his own name on the brand, Michael Dell signaled that he was willing to stake his reputation on the quality of his products and services. This personal connection became a cornerstone of the company's identity, reinforcing trust among customers and partners. Over time, Dell evolved from a small startup into one of the world's leading technology companies, offering not just PCs, but servers, storage solutions, and enterprise services. Yet the name remained unchanged, continuing to represent innovation and customer focus. The branding strategy complemented this simplicity. Dell's logo, featuring clean typography and a tilted letter E, became a recognizable symbol of reliability and progress. The tilt in the E was designed to suggest dynamism and forward movement, reflecting the company's commitment to staying ahead in a fast-changing industry. Interestingly, Dell's direct-to-consumer model was revolutionary in the 1980s. By selling computers online and allowing customers to configure their systems, Dell disrupted traditional retail channels and set new standards for efficiency. The name Dell became associated not only with hardware, but with a business model that empowered consumers and transformed the market. Today, Dell operates in areas such as cloud computing, cybersecurity, and data analytics, far beyond its original focus on personal computers. Yet the name continues to carry the values that defined the company from the start: simplicity, trust, and innovation. It shows how a personal name can become a global brand without losing its original meaning. In a world where many technology companies choose abstract or futuristic names, Dell stands out as a reminder that clarity and authenticity can be powerful branding tools. The story of Dell's name illustrates how a straightforward choice, rooted in personal identity, can support decades of growth and adaptation. It reflects the idea that technology is ultimately about people, their needs, their creativity, and their ambitions. By choosing his own name, Michael Dell created a brand that feels approachable yet authoritative, a name that has become synonymous with quality and progress in the digital age. The name HP stands for Hewlett-Packard, and its origin is a classic story of partnership and innovation in Silicon Valley's early days. In 1939, two Stanford graduates, Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard, started a small electronics company in a garage in Palo Alto, a location that would later become legendary as the birthplace of Silicon Valley. They needed a name for their new venture, and rather than inventing something abstract, they decided to use their own surnames. The question was in which order the names should appear. To settle the matter, they flipped a coin, and Hewlett-Packard became the official name. This simple decision created one of the most enduring brands in technology history. The choice of using their names reflected the personal nature of the company at the time. Hewlett and Packard were not just founders, they were engineers deeply involved in designing and building products. Their first creation was an audio oscillator, which quickly gained attention when Walt Disney purchased 8 units for the production of the film Fantasia. This early success set the stage for HP's growth into a global technology leader. The name Hewlett-Packard conveyed professionalism and trust, qualities that were essential for attracting business clients in the mid-20th century. It sounded solid and respectable, which helped the company establish credibility in a competitive market. Over time, the abbreviation HP became widely used because it was shorter and easier to remember. This shorthand eventually became the official brand identity, and today most people know the company simply as HP. The simplicity of the initials allowed for flexibility in branding and marketing. HP could appear on products, advertisements, and logos without losing recognition. The company's logo evolved over the years, but the core identity remained consistent: clean, modern, and professional. HP's name also became associated with a unique corporate culture known as the HP Way. This philosophy emphasized respect for individuals, innovation, and integrity, and it played a major role in shaping the company's reputation. The name Hewlett-Packard carried these values, reminding employees and customers of the founders' commitment to excellence. As technology advanced, HP expanded from electronic instruments to computers, printers, and enterprise solutions. Despite these changes, the name continued to resonate. It represented a legacy of engineering expertise and customer focus. Even after the company split into HP Inc. and Hewlett-Packard Enterprise in 2015, both entities retained the HP brand in some form, underscoring its enduring value. Interestingly, the decision to use the founders' names contrasts with modern trends, where tech companies often choose abstract or futuristic names. Hewlett-Packard shows that a personal, straightforward name can become iconic when paired with innovation and strong leadership. Today, HP is recognized worldwide as a symbol of quality and reliability in computing and printing. Its name tells a story of humble beginnings, bold ideas, and a commitment to progress. From a garage in Palo Alto to a global stage, Hewlett-Packard demonstrates how a simple coin toss can lead to a brand that lasts for generations. It is a reminder that behind every great name lies a vision and sometimes a little bit of luck. The name Samsung is deeply rooted in Korean language and culture, and its meaning reflects the company's ambition from the very beginning. Founded in 1938 by Lee Byung-chul, Samsung started as a small trading company dealing in groceries, dried fish, and noodles. Over the decades, it transformed into one of the largest technology conglomerates in the world, but its name has remained a constant symbol of strength and greatness. In Korean, the word Samsung is composed of 2 parts, sam meaning 3 and sung meaning stars. Together, Samsung translates to 3 stars, a phrase that carries significant cultural meaning. In East Asian traditions, the number 3 represents something big, powerful, and eternal, while stars symbolize brightness and high aspirations. By choosing this name, Lee Byung-chul expressed his vision for the company to shine brightly and endure for generations. The name was not chosen randomly, it was a deliberate statement of ambition. At a time when Korea was still developing its industrial base, Lee wanted Samsung to become a global leader, and the name served as a constant reminder of that goal. The symbolism of stars also suggested excellence and prestige, qualities that the company worked hard to embody as it expanded into new industries. Initially, Samsung focused on food and textiles, but in the 1960s it entered electronics, a move that would define its future. The name Samsung proved versatile, adapting easily to different sectors while maintaining its core identity. Unlike many Western tech companies that opted for abstract or invented names, Samsung's name carried cultural depth and historical resonance, which helped build trust among Korean consumers and later international audiences. The branding strategy reinforced this identity. Samsung's logo has evolved over time, but it consistently emphasizes simplicity and modernity. The current logo, introduced in the 1990s, features the word Samsung in bold blue letters inside an oval shape, symbolizing global reach and innovation. The color blue conveys reliability and stability, qualities that are essential for a technology brand. Interestingly, the name Samsung has become so globally recognized that most people outside Korea are unaware of its original meaning. Yet the concept of 3 stars continues to influence the company's philosophy. It represents a commitment to excellence in 3 key areas: products, services, and corporate responsibility. This triad reflects the founder's belief that success requires balance and integrity across all dimensions of business. Today, Samsung is a leader in smartphones, semiconductors, displays, and home appliances. It competes with the biggest names in technology, yet its identity remains rooted in the values expressed by its name. The story of Samsung shows how a culturally meaningful name can become a global brand without losing its essence. It demonstrates that simplicity combined with symbolism can create a powerful identity that resonates across languages and markets. From a small trading company to a technology giant, Samsung has lived up to the promise embedded in its name: to shine like stars and achieve greatness. In a world where brands often chase trends, Samsung stands as a reminder that enduring success begins with a clear vision and a name that captures it perfectly. The name Sony is one of the most recognizable in the world of electronics and entertainment, but its origin is rooted in a clever combination of linguistic creativity and global ambition. When the company was founded in Japan in 1946 by Masaru Ibuka and Akio Morita, it was originally called Tokyo Tsushin Kogyo, which translates to Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering Corporation. While this name accurately described the company's focus on electronics, it was long, formal, and difficult for non-Japanese speakers to pronounce. As the company prepared to expand internationally in the 1950s, Morita realized that a more universal name was essential. He wanted something short, distinctive, and easy to say in any language. After much consideration, the founder settled on Sony, a name that combined 2 elements: the Latin word sonus, meaning sound, and the English slang term sunny, which was used in Japan to refer to young, energetic people. This fusion reflected the company's identity as a youthful, innovative brand focused on audio technology. The choice of Sony was strategic. It was simple, memorable, and carried positive associations. Unlike many Japanese companies at the time, which used initials or complex names, Sony opted for a word that felt modern and international. This decision helped the brand stand out in global markets and signaled its ambition to become a worldwide leader in electronics. The name also aligned perfectly with the company's early products, which were primarily audio devices, such as tape recorders and radios. As Sony expanded into televisions, cameras, and eventually gaming consoles, the name continued to resonate because it was not tied to a specific product category. It conveyed a sense of versatility and creativity, qualities that became hallmarks of the brand. The branding strategy reinforced this identity. Sony adopted a clean, bold logo that emphasized simplicity and elegance. Over the years, the logo has undergone subtle refinements, but the core design has remained consistent, reflecting stability and trust. This visual continuity helps Sony build a strong global presence and maintain brand recognition across decades of technological change. Interestingly, the decision to use a Latin root was unusual for a Japanese company in the mid-20th century. It demonstrated a forward-thinking approach and a willingness to break cultural norms in pursuit of global success. Morita believed that a brand should transcend language barriers, and Sony achieved exactly that. Today, Sony is associated with innovation in multiple fields, from consumer electronics to entertainment and gaming. Its name has become synonymous with quality and creativity, and it continues to evoke the spirit of progress that inspired its founders. The story of Sony's name illustrates the power of simplicity and universality in branding. It shows how a carefully chosen word can carry meaning across cultures and generations, shaping the identity of a company for decades. What began as a small electronics firm in post-war Japan is now a global icon, and its name remains as fresh and relevant as ever. Sony stands as a testament to the idea that a brand is more than a label. It is a vision, a promise, and a bridge between technology and human experience. The name Panasonic is one of the most recognizable in the world of electronics, but its origin reflects a thoughtful approach to branding and global expansion. The company was founded in 1918 in Osaka, Japan, by Konosuke Matsushita as Matsushita Electric Housewares Manufacturing Works. In its early years, the company produced simple electrical components, such as lamp sockets and bicycle lamps. As it grew, Matsushita introduced several brand names for different product lines, including National and Technics. However, when the company began exporting products internationally in the mid-20th century, it faced a challenge. The name Matsushita was difficult for non-Japanese speakers to pronounce and remember. Matsushita realized that a new brand name was necessary to succeed in global markets. In 1955, the company introduced the name Panasonic for its audio speakers. The word Panasonic was created by combining two elements, pan, meaning all or universal, and sonic, relating to sound. This combination conveyed the idea of bringing high-quality sound to everyone, everywhere. The name was simple, modern, and easy to pronounce in multiple languages, making it ideal for international branding. Over time, Panasonic became the company's primary global brand, gradually replacing other names like National. The transition was completed in 2008, when Matsushita Electric Industrial Co., Ltd. Officially changed its corporate name to Panasonic Corporation. This move unified the brand identity and reflected the company's evolution from a domestic manufacturer to a global leader in electronics and technology. The choice of Panasonic was strategic in more ways than one. It not only solved the pronunciation issue, but also carried positive associations. The prefix pan suggested inclusivity and global reach, while sonic evoked innovation and excellence in sound technology. These qualities aligned with the company's mission to improve people's lives through advanced technology. The branding strategy reinforced this identity. Panasonic's logo, featuring clean, bold lettering, emphasizes simplicity and reliability. Unlike flashy or overly stylized designs, the logo projects professionalism and trustworthiness, qualities that have helped Panasonic maintain a strong reputation for decades. Interestingly, Panasonic's name has become so iconic that many people assume it was always the company's official name. In reality, it represents a deliberate shift toward globalization and modernity. This adaptability has been crucial to Panasonic's success in an industry where technology and consumer preferences change rapidly. Today, Panasonic operates in diverse fields, including home appliances, batteries, automotive systems, and even renewable energy solutions. Yet the name continues to resonate with its original promise, delivering technology that enhances everyday life. It is short, memorable, and versatile, qualities that make it effective across cultures and markets. The story of Panasonic's name illustrates how branding can shape a company's destiny. A well-chosen name can break down language barriers, create emotional connections, and position a brand for global success. For Panasonic, the decision to adopt a name that combined universality with technological sophistication was a turning point. It transformed a regional manufacturer into a worldwide symbol of quality and innovation. In a world where brands compete for attention, Panasonic stands as proof that clarity and meaning can endure for generations. The name LG is simple and modern, but behind those two letters lies a rich history and a clever branding strategy that transformed a local company into a global technology powerhouse. LG originally started in South Korea in 1947 under the name Lokhui Chemical Industrial Corp., which was pronounced Lucky. In the early years, the company focused on chemicals and plastics, producing everyday household items. As it expanded into electronics in the late 1950s, the brand evolved into Gold Star, a name that symbolized quality and aspiration. Gold Star became well known for radios, televisions, and home appliances, and for decades it represented Korean innovation in consumer electronics. However, by the 1990s, the company faced a challenge. It wanted to compete globally and needed a name that was simple, memorable, and appealing to international audiences. Gold Star sounded dated and somewhat provincial, so the leadership decided to rebrand. They combined the initials of Lucky and Gold Star to create LG, a name that honored the company's heritage while signaling a new era. The letters LG were short, easy to pronounce in any language, and visually clean, making them ideal for global marketing. But LG did more than just adopt an acronym. It gave those letters meaning. The company introduced the slogan "Life's Good," cleverly aligning the initials with a positive message. This phrase became central to LG's identity, suggesting that its products were designed to improve everyday life. The branding strategy was brilliant because it turned a simple abbreviation into an emotional promise. The LG logo reinforced this approach. The stylized face within the circle, formed by the letters L and G, symbolizes friendliness and humanity. It conveys warmth and approachability, qualities that differentiate LG from competitors with more corporate or technical images. This design choice reflects the company's philosophy of putting people at the center of technology. Over time, LG expanded its portfolio to include smartphones, home appliances, air conditioning systems, and cutting-edge OLED displays. Despite this diversification, the name LG remained consistent and adaptable. It works equally well for electronics, chemicals, and even futuristic technologies like AI and robotics. The simplicity of the name also helped LG build a strong global presence.